Okay. Awesome. Welcome to the live, guys. I'm gonna get ready to turn off this fan, but I want to come live because it is 1 year of Revealance, and I just want to it's what it is, what my YouTube channel is, what my products are. Talk about Revealance and just where I am now. So we're gonna start by turn that off. Okay. Awesome. So if you're coming in or watching me now, I am just coming on to celebrate and chat. It has been 1 year since I started my business, Revealance. Now, originally, I wasn't really on social media unless it was for like personal use on some apps, maybe like one app or two. But I decided to get on social media for my podcast, Transform Perspective. Now, my YouTube channel is still Transform Perspective because, like I said, I started it off as a podcast. And so, Transform Perspective is supposed to be focusing on my podcast content, which was basically like a lifestyle podcast, kind of sharing and speaking on my experiences, my perspective, things that have changed, things that can help other people. And so, kind of just sharing those tips and a lifestyle conversation. So, it started off with Transform Perspective, which I started, it's about to be like 4 years since I started this YouTube channel. And not only did I do podcasts, I kind of ventured off and started to do like meditations and affirmations and just like encouraging things for other people to utilize in their daily life. And I also started to share tips on journaling because I notice I journal all the time. Why not share about the things that have kind of been helping me in my day to day life, lifestyle tips and advice and things of that sort. And so it kind of turned into this um, thing of, sharing my content, sharing my experiences, lifestyle things and that sort, sharing things about self care. And then I decided to create my own business. Now, this is something I always wanted to do. I just didn't know, like, you know, what it would be about and what direction I'll be going in with it. But it started off as a podcast, which I still have. I have seasons 1 and 2. I'm not doing season 3 right now. That's still kind of in the works, but it started off as a podcast and slowly started to turn into something more, a business. Now, it is separate. Transform Perspective is still like my content. It's still my podcast, even though I only have seasons 1 and 2 right now. I'm not doing 3. It's my podcast, it's my content, it's videos that I post that are related to my business, but not only my business, which is Revealance. And so I started off mainly just doing content. Eventually, it branched off into a business. I wasn't sure what to do at first, and then I thought, why not create my own journal, my own guided journal, which is Guided Mind. So I created my first journal, Guided Mind. It is a 3-part self-reflection guided journal, and it took me about a year to plan and get things together, figure out where to start with the business and what product I'm going to sell, and then create that product. Because this journal, I created the whole thing, and I did have some help with the cover, which I'm so grateful for. But I had to start somewhere, and start from scratch and just kind of give myself that time to figure out, okay, if I'm going to do a business, what is it going to be? And I'm still in the, works and in the process of learning, growing, sharing, and creating more products. But this was what I wanted to start with, a guided journal. Because I journal all the time, but I just wasn't sure where I wanted to start. And so I wanted to do a guided journal, not only because it stands out. There's plenty of journals out there, but I wasn't really seeing a lot of guided journals. And if there were guided journals, it wasn't for self-reflection necessarily. Maybe a few. So I just wanted to do something that stood out, but also something that was helpful. So at the time of me creating this journal, I was self-reflecting and learning about myself at the time. So I wanted to make something that was helpful for not only myself, but also other people. So a lot of times if we say, oh, we journal, that helps me. I'm writing down my feelings. I'm expressing how I feel, or just writing about my day. It seems very simple and easy, but it's not always easy and simple for people to journal or write down their thoughts or even know where to start when it comes to writing, period. And so the idea of this guided journal was to help with that, to provide journal prompts, provide questions for people to answer in their daily life, to make it simple. One thing I like about this journal is you can use this journal guided mind to journal for an hour, 2 hours, however long you want to journal. Or you can also just flip to this, daily self-reflection journal here. Answer a prompt or two in the second section because there's over 60 mindfulness prompts. Or you can just free write in the very back on the lined paper. So it gives you 3 sections and 3 options when it comes to your journaling. And you can do it for 5 minutes or you can do it for 5 minutes. So it or learning about yourself. Maybe the journaling isn't you no matter what yourself. So in your journey of journaling, it fits beginners, people reflect, and also those who have all the way about the grow and journey alone. Just also so it happens in that check are still available. Still available on my Etsy shop, which I'll have everything digital. So you can get both green and pink journals digitally. So if you like to, use a tablet or an iPad, something digital rather than physical, you can get these journals in 2 colors digitally, all in the same PDF, same packaging. So I wanted to kind of expand into digital products as well, which I'm still, researching and looking into. So Guided Mind is physical and also digital, and it's been a year that I launched it. And so I'm using my, launch date of Guided Mind as my launch date of Revealance, because that really was the launch of my business, me sharing it with friends and family, but also putting it on Etsy and sharing through social media, me saying, hey, I have a business, this is what it is, this is what I'm selling, and this is why. So it's been 1 year and I'm really excited. Of course, if you've been keeping up with me, you know that I recently launched some spring products, right? And I also forgot to mention that I also forgot to mention another digital product I have are these digital affirmation cards. Now I have more, but I just grabbed this one really quick. So it has the affirmation on it and then an action. So for this one, it says, I am proud of how far I have come and excited for what's ahead. And then down here it has an action that you can do after reading the affirmation. It says, write down 5 things you like about yourself. And so if you check out my Etsy shop, there are digital affirmation cards. Now, you get a digital file and then you can print them off, cut them, and laminate them at home. I have a YouTube video for how to do that step by step. How to purchase it, how to download it, print it off, cut it, laminate, all of that. The whole process of how to make your own affirmation cards for mindfulness and presence at home. So definitely check out that YouTube video. And also check out this product. It is digital and it is one of my cheaper products. So if you're looking for something digital and something and you don't want to spend a lot, definitely check out those digital affirmation cards for mindfulness and presence. You get 48 cards. There's also some bonus things in there. And you can print it off as many times as you want. And so I did Guided Mind. I made it digital. I did the digital affirmation cards. And most recently, I launched spring products. So my spring collection, which I have been talking about since March, since I first announced it, are small spiral notebooks. Here are your 2 options. I'll get into it a little bit more later. And then there's also die cut stickers, which I have another die cut sticker. There's 3 different designs, but I only have 2 right now. The other one I'll probably have to go grab, but you have this one, and then a sun. You can also check it out on my Etsy shop, all the products that are available. Like I said, go to my YouTube page or my channel, and you can click on my Linktree. And you can also look at every description of all, especially if it's related to my, look in the description. All my links are always there. So stickers, small spiral notebooks, and then we have these. I could not stop raving over pen set. Okay, the affirmation pen set. It is pastel, but spring collection. These are still okay. But the colors can be used throughout the entire year. I love these colors. I am a pastel girly. I like pastel. I don't always use them. I usually am into the deep, earthy nature colors. But recently I've been into the brighter colors. Probably just because of the seasons. But this is my affirmation pen set. And it is pastel color. So if you're into that, we have blue, breathe deeply and live fully, is what this pen says. I don't know if you're able to see that or not. Then we also have the green pen. Okay, this says growth begins within. And then there's a pink pen that says one step at a time. And then there's a purple pen, progress, not perfection. So, all of these pens are meant to be used daily or as you please. I like to journal with them. I like to write on my notepad with them. I use my own pens. Like I mentioned in the past, I have Lenny pens. I'm going to show you. And so, because I have so many pens, I thought, why not just create, oh my goodness, what's going on? Why not just create my own? Because look, and then look, you can see my little note card sliding off. I'm always writing something down, notepads. I mean, I love to write, even if it's not just journaling. But I have a couple of pens. I even have pens from my friend's shop, which is called Sowtheseedstationery. She's also on Etsy and has her own website. She has a new website, so definitely check it out. I'll link everything in the description below. But I like to always shout out people that I support and care for, and those who support and care for me. So I just want to shout out Sowtheseedstationery. These are her pens. She also has journals and planners and so many other things. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. They're amazing stationery products. Also, I have another friend who has stickers. We're all selling stationery things, which I love. So if you love those things, I'll link it below. Now these all write in black ink. Eventually, I do want to have a color pen or color ink that I can handle. So I wanted to be creating my own their pen and their purse to work for because who doesn't want to take over wherever you go, you're able. Sometimes the small reminders make the biggest impacts, and so if you can have a reminder or an affirmation on a pen or on a spiral notebook or on a sticker, it can help you get through your day and get through life. It's the small things. And so I'm really big in taking the small steps first and reminding myself of that daily as we go along this journey called life. There's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of changes and things that we go through, and we may not know how to process those things, how to process our emotions, our experiences, how to really connect with ourselves and heal and grow and learn and just really accept who we are. I know we can often, get stuck in this mindset of we constantly have to change ourselves or be perfect or improve and grow. And of course, that's nice to want to do your best and heal and grow, but you also have to be mindful of not, trying to fix yourself. And so these products are helping you grow, learn, and heal, but it's not meant in the space of, I need to be fixed. No, it's just helping you and learn, not necessarily needing to improve yourself or be better, because you are better. You always need to change. So more so about, oh my goodness, amazing as you are, but it doesn't hurt to learn more about yourself. So I hope you grow into yourself, not necessarily try to be better all the time. It's okay to want to improve and be better. Yes, so here we also have the die cut stickers, like I mentioned before. These also have, I'm trying to find the other one. These are two. There's a third one. There's a third one with the sun. I'm not going to go grab it right now because I just, I'm going to get carried away. But these are two of the three stickers, and this one says, doing your best enough. Okay, and as you can see, it has those pastel colors, like with the pins here, so it goes with that spring vibe, or just the, the bright colors if you like those. but that's a reminder. This one says, be kind to your mind. It's been through a lot. And then I have another sticker that says every day is a fresh start with the sun, like a sunrise or like a sun coming up. And so all positive messages to just kind of help you get through the day. And you can use these stickers on your cup. I like to use my cup. I have a lot of stickers on here. I have my friend's sticker. Her shop is called Thetipsydlife, and she's on Etsy. I'll have that linked as well, or there in some of my videos. But she has stickers and some other resources and tools you can utilize for this same purpose. But I like to put stickers on my cup, and I even use my own sticker here. Also have it on my laptop. I have it on my junk journal. If you've been keeping up with my content or watch anything that I create or do, I've been junk journaling. It's a new hobby, and I like to put these stickers with reminders and messages on them. So that's another way that you can, utilize these tools that are simple and easy. Now, I did mention briefly the small spiral notebooks. These are also still available, and they come in 2 designs. I have been talking about them nonstop. They are part of my spring collection as well. But you have the first one, which says inhale gratitude, exhale worry. And then you also have the second one, which says my journal is my safe space. It is just lined paper. Lined paper. They're small spiral notebooks. They are small compared to Guided Mind, of course, which is a 3-part self-reflection journal. This is a guided journal with 3 sections with a lot of prompts, mindfulness prompts, and 90 days of self-reflections and questions guiding you, and quotes, and even lined paper in here too. This can last you from 3 months to even a year, depending on how much you write in journal. This is a smaller notebook. You can tell the difference in size. This is a smaller notebook with just plain lined paper. So Guided Mind has plain lined paper in it as well. Okay, but this here is not guided. It's just a notebook you can use to write, jot things down. You can, write your thoughts or even your grocery list or just reminders or even doodle in it. But I like this because of its size. You can put it in your purse, put it in a small bag, a big bag. It's just easy and efficient to carry around with you or leave at home. So I like that flexibility with this small spiral notebook. And I write in it also. I like to have a place where I can just write down random thoughts so I don't forget. And even be intentional. But I like to be more so intentional in Guided Mind. And this is just kind of like my notebook that I can have to write things down or write it on a sticky note, So those are the products for the spring collection: the pen set, the die cut stickers, and the small spiral notebooks. They are still available. All these products are available. I just kind of wanted to recap all the products that I've created thus far in Revealance. It's been 1 year. I did not even envision myself really going beyond Guided Mind. Like, I did envision myself, but like not so soon. Like within a year, creating all these different varieties of products, and then even have more ideas. It's really exciting, and I just feel inspired to continue to keep going. But if you have any questions about these products, about Revealance, about even my content, definitely let me know. You can reach out to me at my business email, which is Kyra@Revealance.com. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to recap my products, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them here on live, or if you're not watching this live, like I said, reach out to me in my email or in my comments. But I am learning as I go. I am very proud of how much Revealance has grown. Of course, I have goals that I maybe didn't meet, or things that I still want to do, but there's so much time in the now. The now is the time. And so as I'm growing and learning, it's just, having that grace and patience with yourself in your business or your craft or whatever you do. Just being able to show up for yourself in the best way, and then also just be open-minded in the process. I know we live in a time, especially with social media, where we just want things quick and fast, and if things aren't going as we plan, we feel like we're failing, but you are succeeding. It just depends on your definition of success. And for me, I have succeeded in your Revealance because I've showed up. I've wanted to create a business for so long, and just create something of my own, create my own name, create my own brand, create my own products. And I've done that over this past year. And so I'm really just proud of myself and my growth, and I'm really proud of you if you're doing those things that you set your mind and your heart on, and just following through with that. However that looks, it doesn't have to be physical products. It can be in any way. But thank you so much for tuning into this live. I wasn't going to come on here and stay too long, but I just really wanted to celebrate 1 year of Revealance. And I know I haven't been, I guess, good with keeping up with Transform Perspective, but it's almost been 4 years of Transform Perspective and my podcast and me just getting on YouTube, sharing content, and then kind of branching off into TikTok and Instagram now, and Pinterest. You know, I was really just doing YouTube and TikTok for the longest time, but now I'm on Instagram and on Pinterest, and so definitely check that out. My link will be in the description below of this live, but also it'll be available on my channel page. You know, my Linktree has everything you need, from the email list you can join to get freebies. You know, I like to throw that out there. Maybe you can't buy my products, or maybe you don't always watch my content, but there's freebies for you. You know, free journal prompts, free meditation, free wellness checklist. You can get those freebies by just signing up for my email list. All of that information will be available in my Linktree link, which is on my channel page or in my description of every video. So check out my email list. There's a survey if you want to share your thoughts or give any advice or critiques or just to share love. It has my social media, my Etsy shop, my Spotify for my podcast of season 1 and 2, my YouTube, which also has my video podcast, and my content. So it seems like a lot going on, but it all comes together and ties in to my one mission and purpose of doing this, which is just sharing my authentic self and growing and learning about who I am and what life is about, you know, which is about this present moment and just learning as you go. And so from that, I'm creating products to not only help me, but help other people in learning about themselves and taking it one day at a time. So yeah, positive affirmations, and just also just finding the balance. It's not always positive and light and uplifting. There's also a lot of dark and negativity within ourselves and in the world. And so just trying to find that balance and be authentic and be true to yourself is really key. I feel like that's what gets us through. Not ignoring either, but finding that balance. And balance is actually part of the name Revealance. Revealance is reveal and balance. Revealance, it's a combination of those, being aware, awakening to new things and to who we are and to truth, but then also finding that balance and that awareness, and what's revealed to us every day. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. If you did, if you didn't, this will be posted sometime this month. This live will be posted, so definitely stay tuned and check it out. But I wasn't going to get on live, but I'm like, it's my 1 year for Revealance. It's our 1 year of Revealance, you know. That's another reason that I haven't brought up that I want to bring up really quick, is that Revealance is about community too. I built this business to grow community, and I'm still learning how to do that and really be vulnerable and open myself up to learning new things and putting myself out there to build community. But it's definitely about community. That's really important to me. So not just selling your product and saying, hey, buy my product for capitalistic purposes and just, you know, for money's sake, but to build community, to learn about myself, and to grow. So there's so many aspects of the content that I share on Transform Perspective, my business Revealance, and just my personal life that I'm really tying in together as I'm sharing. So thank you so much for joining this live. Don't forget to check out Guided Mind, my spring collection, stickers, notebooks, pens, digital products, and so much more. I just want to come on, celebrate Revealance. It's 1 year. We will be growing together and in this business and in my content from this day forward in so many new ways. There's more products to come. There's more content to come, and so many new things that I am excited for. I even wrote down some, where did I write it down? Some intentions for the next year. So my intentions for Revealance, just kind of holding myself accountable, is selling in person, not only having these products available online, but in person, coming out with a new guided journal, and then also easing into a website. These are my big goals. I don't know when they'll take place, but that's kind of what I'm looking forward to for Revealance. So sell in person, a website, and the next guided journal. So definitely stay tuned if you are interested in that, and growing with me, not only in Revealance, but Transform Perspective, and even in my personal life. If you know me or want to get to know me, feel free to email me, reach out, let's talk, and yeah, build that community. But thank you so much for tuning in. to this live. I know it wasn't as long as I thought it would be, but hey, it's been about 25 minutes. But I hope you have an amazing day. And yeah, remember to focus on you first, be in the here and now, and then move forward in whatever you're doing in life. And you're capable of doing it. So yeah, thanks so much, and I'll be on live again later. I'll let you know when.